About artifacts, their impact, and the time factor. Sometimes we think how to apply theory in practice. I had such a thought. There is a lot of talk about artifacts. Say, for example, if we take the Egyptian pyramids. Pyramids are scattered all around the world, and in our time, such modern structures are being built, such as the Eiffel Tower and more. All of this was built at a certain time, at a certain age, in a certain rotation cycle. They were built by a certain type of people. Is it correct to assume that each of these constructions, having their own frequency, help people in the synthesis of some qualities, and if necessary, at the time of death, refocusing to fall into that era by being attracted to the frequency of such or other structures on Earth, or, as we say, to refocus into the past? The question is not clear. Initially, the question appeared about an alien spacecraft. If the program on the spacecraft is set to arrive on Earth in the year 3000 BC, this means that a UFO is tuned to the frequency of some pyramid and will fall into such frequency and appear where the program was set to. There is a reason in this question. The existence of some objects, which, in its historical existence, are present for long periods, thousands of years ago, and thousands of years to come, and some go as far as the Mesozoic era, and even to earlier periods. If to focus on these objects, on their states, on their configurations in these periods, then yes, it is possible to overcome the time factor. Because the time factor is a variable component of the focus dynamics. In principle, it is what can be changed. It is the slider, which can be used in its own focus dynamics for its own reorientation into different periods of our common or singular existence. For example, in order to view some configurations, it is desirable to tune into something specific, because it is very easy to tune by using some specific detail. For example, if I am recalling my first teacher, I remember her name was Tatiana Efimovna. She was our class teacher from grade 1 to grade 4. If I start to recall her image and then meditate on this image, I can run into anything, into any such scenarios which may have nothing to do with my own childhood. Because in this image, there is nothing to specifically hold on to. But if I look at a photograph where my first teacher is present, then by using the photograph, I will tune in to exactly the configuration which was involved in my scenarios, and I will be able to get some specific dynamics of her personal life, of her mental, domestic, and some social states. To get all the information which was not available to me at the time. But now, having some abilities, you can track and see any configuration. The same applies to the artifacts. By using a shroud, or an Indian post, or the Egyptian pyramids, it is possible to tune in to such a time and to get there. But, irrespective of how long you live in a pyramid, you will not change. A man goes inside the pyramid and thinks that pyramids will help him to change. Yes, the pyramid will give him that opportunity. But if, at that time, your interests will remain the same, at the same levels, and no internal dynamics will be involved, for the achievement of a particular goal, then the pyramid will not help. The pyramids themselves only provide a possibility. There is an opportunity. If your conceptions of some internal associative images start to resonate with this opportunity, then the mechanism will start to work. Otherwise, it will not work. Just to hope that someone will change something, and you will get there or somewhere else, and you will become better there. It is wrong to think that way. There are sklargums, there are sklungums, i.e., particular birovatory structures. You can overcome the time factor through such structures. You can manipulate the time factor at your discretion. Or, when they cut into the focus dynamics, they are not at your discretion. But for this, you need to understand the nature of these structures, what they are, and how they operate, and to make every effort to ensure that this resonational focus dynamics process corresponds with that which you aspire to. I tried not to answer your question specifically, because there is a lot in it what in reality does not exist. A lot of false surface information.